actors, so it's another actor, but that's okay. I love my actor friends. He's a great actor, he's a great photographer, a great creator. You also create clothing and everything, and just overall such a great human. So thank you so much for being on this and taking time to do this.
Of course, thank you.
So I start off by doing a tarot reading, like just a general one. And this one I'm using different cards, y'all, because like the other ones are cool, but they're very like, I don't know, they're just like basic ones, I guess. This one also, shout out to my friend Raquel, she got these for me. But I might have to read the book because I'm not that well versed in them, so.
I've never done this.
Really?
Ever.
Well, okay, that's exciting. But this one, okay, so this is not like a catered reading to you necessarily. It's more of like a what you need to know. So usually, like you could do a 3-card pull where you'll pull 3 of them and it'll tell you your past, present, future. But this one we're just gonna do 1 card, so I'm just gonna shuffle them and then have you pull a card. Is there anything else you'd like to say about your intro?
No, that was pretty good. That was really nice.
Well,
I like that.
everyone
That was
always
better
says
than
that.
how I would do it. Yeah.
What would you be like? Hi, my name's
Jared.
No, literally everyone says that. They're like, you kind of covered everything. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? No, you gotta add some, spice it up a little bit. Okay, let's see. You've never like watched people do that?
I have no idea what you're about to do.
Okay.
I mean, except for what you just explained, but
It's nothing like, yeah, oh my gosh, I'm about to see the whole future, y'all. No, but like I said, I'm still in the process of learning them, so I don't have to use the book. Okay. I just have this crystal for aesthetics, y'all, but we're not gonna do that. Alright, pick a card, any card. Which one's calling you? Okay, Temperance, and it's facing away. So usually the basics of it is if it's facing you, when you read it, that's exactly how it is, but when it's facing away, it's usually the opposite of the meaning of the original card, if that makes sense.
I got you.
So, and then you just kind of add your, oh, Temperance, cool. The fusing process of refinement, practice, and symmetry, keeping yourself grounded in all the worlds to which you belong. The path unfolds above you, will you follow to new heights? Okay, so this, I feel like, is saying that like a big change is kind of coming to you, and that maybe you're not, you see how it's like kind of like you're pouring into your own cup, but I think it's like finding yourself battling, being grounded, but also like putting enough into yourself. Maybe like, I don't know necessarily what aspect of your life, but maybe you're kind of giving more to others and not really taking the time to ground yourself and finding the clarification and purification that you personally need right now, viewers also watching. But yeah, it's just saying like maybe to take the time to kind of really step back and reflect and really think about what you want and kind of give those things to yourself and not necessarily to everybody else. You got to take care of yourself first and pour into your own cup and like just kind of getting clarity on that, but you might have a little bit, not like bad things necessarily, but just more thoughts about that and really figuring out what you want to do.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know if that, take what resonates, leave what doesn't.
It does.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah, I feel that.
Cool. All right, so back to the questions. No, I didn't even start any questions. I'll put this away. One day I'll be able to do them without reading. Okay, so basically, what is your definition of motherhood? And then what do you, like just a general definition, I guess, and then what do you think being a good mother entails? Or are they different, or it could be one and the same?
Well, I think motherhood would be more of, I don't want to say the lifestyle of mother,
Okay,
but just
yeah.
that, like everything that entails being a mom is motherhood, but then mother is just more of a relationship, you know,
Yeah.
that bonding with your children, and yeah, like being a mom, I think doing the motherhood things is easier
Yeah.
than being a mom, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah, okay, that makes
I think there is a
Yeah.
pretty big difference. At least, like with my mom, I think she was really good at the motherhood part.
Okay.
Like really struggled with actually having a relationship with me.
Do you mean like motherhood is like taking care of your needs in a sense? Is that what you mean?
Yeah,
Okay.
making sure I'm up in the morning,
Yeah,
taking me to school,
okay.
like
Responsibilities.
being there for me and those things, yeah.
Okay, so that's your, so is that what you think being a good mom is too? Or is it different or is it kind of the same? There's no right or wrong.
Yeah, no, I know. It's just
It's
I think it's a lot to be a really good mom. I
Yeah.
think there's just a lot of it's more than just the responsibilities.
Of
It's,
course.
it's actually
Yeah.
like having that link, you
Mhm.
know, to your kid. I think that
Mhm.
just makes it all more better. And you see the parents that are like really cool with their kids,
Yeah.
but they're also not a really good mom because they don't like,
Yeah.
you know.
It's like the balance, I think, of it, of being still a parental figure in a sense, but also having your kid kind of like want to come to you and trust you and be open with them. But I know what you mean, because you see those people that are like, oh, it's almost like a friend, but
Yeah.
they're not. There's no healthy boundaries in a sense. You know?
No, none whatsoever.
Yeah.
you know.
Okay, cool. And then my other question was, what was your relationship with your mother growing up, and then how it is now? However detailed or not detailed, you want to get into it, however comfortable, and how much ever you want to share about it.
For sure. Growing up, so my mom had me and then split up with my dad.
Oh, okay.
Basically when I was born,
Oh,
you know?
wow. Yeah.
So they had me out of wedlock, and then my dad still didn't really want to stay with my mom, you know, but he wanted to be there for me.
Mm-hmm.
So my dad stayed in South Carolina, and then my mom was in New Hampshire, moved out to California.
Oh, wow.
So like I would fly from
Back and forth.
back and forth. So I'd stay with my dad every summer and stay with my mom for 9 months. And like for a while, it was so weird because growing up in that, I thought it was normal. You know?
Right.
I didn't really.
Well, because you don't know anything else. Yeah.
You know, and I was just happy that my dad was really cool. I wanted to see me and my mom. You know, it was really great. But yeah, over time, it felt like I had to be two different people. Like my mom wanted me to be a certain way, but my dad also wanted me to be a certain way. But like my relationship with my dad was just so strong.
What? Okay.
Like-
Yeah.
Friends, and also like, you know, he would discipline me and make sure that I'm like
Yeah.
taking care of myself too.
That's
But
good.
my mom was more, she's very religious.
Oh.
So like my mom was
okay.
definitely more about me, you know, living like a Christian, being a Christian. And then we did not know each other at all.
Yeah.
Like at all.
Mhm.
And I think that was really difficult for me to listen to what she had to say, I think, half the time, because it just, we don't know each other, man. You
Yeah.
know? Like, so I got kicked out of my house at 18.
What? I didn't know that. Yeah. But your mom's house?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so I just started trying to figure it out. I was staying with friends, and then I ended up
Yeah.
staying with like my best friend for like the remainder of the time. And then it wasn't until I was like 25, 24, that my mom, she would start calling me every week.
But you didn't talk like from when you were
There was a
18?
good
Wow.
like she would call me every now and again, and she was actually still like near here or would come for Christmas, but like
Yeah.
I would not call her.
Yeah.
So I think 24, 25, she would just call me every week.
Wow.
It's like, okay, and I'd answer sometimes this and that. I would,
Yeah.
you know, lie and say, yeah, I can't, I'm busy, or this
Yeah.
and that, and then I would just start to pick up, and it was cool because I could tell that she was actually trying to get to know me.
Do
And
you
like,
know why? Like, do you think there was a shift in
There was a
something?
huge
And you
shift.
know what it was, really?
I think
or-
it was guilt,
Okay.
and then also understanding that that's really what I needed,
Yeah.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't need her to do the motherhood thing anymore.
Right,
you
because
know?
you're an adult at that point. Yeah, you just
Yeah.
kind of wanted somebody to be there. Or just starting some sort of relationship at that point. Yeah.
Totally, and it was really cool because I mean, I definitely have to thank her for that because I
Yeah.
think I would have just let that go.
Mm.
I don't think I would have tried until like, you know, later on, and I have my existential crisis. I'm not close to my mom, what do I do?
Yeah, at what age?
Important. Yeah.
Wow, okay, yeah, there's a lot of parallels, I feel like, with my mom and yours. Well, because my mom was also very religious, but she married somebody that was religious, and then that heavily influenced everything. And then also that she kicked me out at 17, but luckily I had my grandparents, so I was with them. And our relationship's still not that good, but we're trying to mend it. But we just have like a lot of fights when we're together, so it's like, that's very good. But yeah, so there's some parallels with it. But so how do you feel like it is now? Like, do you think it's a lot better, or is
So much better.
That's good,
So
yeah.
much better. Like, yeah, I could say we're friends, but also
That's awesome,
I can
yeah.
call her and tell her exactly how I feel. I think that's something I was not able to do as a kid.
Yeah.
Right.
Did you feel? Was it kind of like you were scared too, or you didn't feel like comfortable enough?
I don't think it was as scared. I think it was
Okay.
the comfortability
That
and the
makes sense.
trust and the
Mhm.
like, I don't want to tell you this and then you're gonna cry, or, and I mean, you can still cry, but like, hear me out first before you just react, emotionally.
Mm.
Like she would say what she thought was right,
Mm.
as opposed to telling me exactly how you feel.
Mm.
Mom, like tell me,
So she would kind of like hide the truth or something?
Or no, it's like talk to me as if I wasn't your son at this point in a certain
That
way.
makes sense.
Don't just say, okay, well the right thing to do is this. I'm like, no, just talk to me.
Yeah, okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense. It's more of like, not a lecture, but like kind of in that sense.
Yeah.
And more, instead of human to human, it's more like this big sort of, presentational type of thing.
Totally, because she's trying to play the mom. She's like,
Yeah.
I'm supposed to do this right
Mhm.
now, and it's like, to a certain extent, yes, but,
Mhm.
or just listen.
Yeah. With those times that you didn't talk to her, do you feel like it was like, did you hold on to any resentments, or did you feel like you just were more focused on your life that you kind of tried to forget about it or something? I don't know.
I think both,
Okay,
because
yeah.
they did move away
Mhm.
to Sacramento and then Denver.
Okay.
So like, I think
Colorado.
also that space of like, I
See them.
didn't see them.
Yeah.
so.
I feel that because my family also lived in Colorado, but yeah, so it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind, which sounds so bad. That's why I don't think I'd be good in a long distance relationship. But it's like, especially if you're not seeing them and you're not really, it makes you less inclined to want to make the effort to really talk to them, you know what I mean? And especially if you had those things that were not necessarily the best experiences and you're like, oh, I can just focus on my new life. Because I definitely did that too.
Totally.
So I relate to that, yeah.
And I wanted to at that point,
Mhm.
growing up, it was just like, yeah, as soon as I had this out, I'm going.
Yeah.
So, and I think I had issues with, I think my family for sure, and then some friends, but I always felt like if I didn't reach out, no one would reach out to me, kind of thing.
With friends too?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes
So
sense.
I think it was this learning of who my real friends were,
Mm. I'm like that too. I'm literally talking about that with my therapist, with my therapist right now about the same thing because I feel like I'm the only one that reaches out, blah blah blah. But also I have to like not take it personally because I know people are busy and I know people go through their own like phases of depression or not wanting to reach out and things like that. But I feel like because I have had friends that have literally left me like either for relationships or things like that. So then in my head I'm like, oh my god, everybody's doing the same thing. But I have to be like, I don't know, we're all adults and sometimes people have lives or whatever.
Exactly.
But also not let people take advantage of it, finding, like you said, who your real friends are and understanding. Sometimes people need space and then other
Right.
times people just like, it's not worth reaching out because they're not really a good friend,
No, totally,
Yeah,
totally.
that's not even about
No, but it
it's
is, but like, that is it all comes into play.
Right,
You know?
yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
I think your parents are really pivotal because like that's how you're going to
Mhm.
interact with other relationships.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
you-
That's
you
the
don't-
foundation of how you know relationships, period, like moving in the world, because they're your caretakers from when you're born until however old, Well, some people's are, some people's,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Do you have, you have siblings, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Are their relationships with your own different, like what, are you
Yeah, because my
oldest?
mom has two. Yeah, I'm the oldest.
Okay, I'm not this. I
by
feel like
far.
we get the run of it because I feel like
We always
because they don't know how to parent or they're
No.
just going through their own things or they're too
The rough
young.
draft,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So then the young kids come around and they kind of figure things out a little bit. Maybe they carry some of the old things, but I'm like, wait, my sisters are allowed to do this. I was not allowed to do that at all.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so are their relationships? It's different, probably.
I think they're different. I mean, I think they're definitely better.
Mhm.
I think in some ways, because my mom has two kids. I have two, a brother and a sister for my mom, and then I have
Okay.
another brother with my dad and
Oh, in his
my step-
family.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So, yeah, it's interesting how my mom kind of was treating my sister for a little while. I think that was really difficult.
Yeah,
I don't
for
think
you.
for her.
Oh, for her.
For my
Mhm.
sister, yeah, that relationship was.
Rocky.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But it's definitely a lot better. But I just feel like the parenting side of it, like they've always been close,
Okay.
more so than I ever was with her at that age, like at a younger age.
Mm-hmm.
But Yeah, definitely better. I still feel like, not the outcast, but just this. I feel like sometimes both sides of my family look at me because they like don't know what to do with me,
Yeah.
sort of thing. Just not like an anomaly, but like, you know, because my parents aren't together, but
Yeah.
my siblings' parents are together.
Oh, and you're the only one
I'm
that.
the only one out.
That makes sense. Yeah. Actually, wow. Yeah, I didn't even think of it like that. Yeah, no, because my family's kind of like actually it's different, but it's like kind of similar because my parents weren't together either, so I'm the only kid that's with them. But they didn't talk at all. I haven't talked since I was 2, so because he kind of dipped, and then my mom kept me away from him or whatever. But like looking back, yeah, like because my sisters have a different dad, and my other siblings have different parents or different mom. Yeah. That's interesting. So like with family, usually it's never the 3 of you together or ever.
I mean, we do get together, like all 3 of us. Is that what you mean? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. We still like, but yeah, it's just a weird position to be in, you know.
You said it's a weird position.
Yeah.
Were there other people when you were growing up that were like motherly figures, or that you like? Who?
My aunt Dorothy,
Oh.
actually. It was funny because she's on my stepdad's side of the family.
Okay.
But man,
Oh, that's random. Yeah.
but she was amazing.
Oh,
she,
that's so sweet.
Yeah, she literally like got me into films and movies and
That's so cool.
music and really tried to help me not just gain confidence, but like really get to know myself and like question more things and think critically and
Really,
she
awesome.
was game changer. She passed away.
I'm sorry.
Cancer and but I don't know. I would not be the same without her.
Yeah. Did she introduce you to film and things like that? Really?
Like,
Wow.
I think I hadn't even been to a movie theater.
What?
Like besides besides seeing like a cartoon. Like I went to go see like Tarzan.
Oh, I was like, you're really not old. Movies were around.
No, but like my mom and
They never took you?
Not really, you know.
Okay.
And then she took me to see like I remember we saw Pirates of the Caribbean,
Aw.
The Lord of the Rings, Batman. Like we were just going. And I was like, wow, I really love this.
Yeah. That's so sweet. Yeah. See, I think that's always like great too. Is like as long as you had somebody that was kind of not filled the role necessarily, but sometimes our mothers are the best people. So like having somebody that's like that figure for us is really, really important. Yeah, mine's my grandma. So I'm like, she raised me, you know what I mean? So she's like basically my mom, you know, and I'm like, I'm super grateful for her too. I mean, she didn't introduce me to film or anything, but she always is like, I don't think she understands it, but she's very supportive. Like, whatever you want to do, we'll support, you know?
That means a lot to me too.
Yeah,
That's
that is
for you.
great. A lot of people don't have that, especially I think with artistic
Yes.
things, you know, my family, I'm so glad because I meet a lot of people here, especially with their families either are not supportive or the complete opposite where they just are like unsupportive, where they're like, you need to get a real job or you need to do something else. And I'm like, I can't even imagine what that's like because it's like the one thing you want to do and your family's going, you're not going to make it, you're not going to do anything with that. I'm like, that sucks. Yeah.
Are your parents there?
What do you mean?
Your mom was pretty supportive?
I mean, I don't really talk to her, but I think she's supportive. Like, we talk a little bit. I don't know, our relationship was not, I mean, like, I've talked a little bit about it on here, but, like, because she had me at 17, so when she was a baby, she didn't, like, even know how to really be a mom, you know, at the time. But, also, too, like, who was I doing a podcast? Oh, I was doing it, whatever, not a podcast, whatever this is, a fucking video. It's like, there's a microphone, so I can do a podcast. And when I first was doing it, I'd be like, welcome to my podcast, and then I would have to edit out, like, oh, no, it's not a podcast, actually. No, but with Cindy, and she was talking about how, like, a lot of times we hold our parents, especially on this pedestal, because we have an idea of what they're supposed to be, but at the end of the day, they are just humans, you know? And like, I think some people learn that earlier on and they're able to forgive, but for me personally, I was like super jaded. I was like, no, like she messed up this, and that, like all of my issues because of her. Like, so sometimes I slip into that, but also it's like I have to like unpack a lot of it and also realize like, yeah, she's a human and like she went through a lot of shit, so of course, like if she was not dealing with that, of course it was gonna trickle into me kind of thing, you know?
Totally. Well, that's the most important lesson right there in order to have, I think, a relationship with your parents.
What? Oh.
Like,
humanizing them.
I think that was a big thing for me too. I definitely learned that a lot later.
And unfortunately for the next whole segment of this video, we didn't even realize that my microphone was literally not recording anything the entire time, and Jared's camera had stopped recording. So yeah, you could say there was technical difficulties, but basically we just went on to share more about our mother issues. I think I went into more detail about mine, which who cares about that? It's all about the guest. So you guys didn't miss anything anyway, but thank you so much for watching. I am very, very grateful for my friends that have came on here and been vulnerable and shared their story. Hopefully anything that anybody says, you can take away something, or at the very least be entertained, maybe learn something, relate to them. Please like, follow, share, subscribe. I really, really appreciate everybody watching. And please make sure to follow my wonderful friend. Oh my God, I can't talk. Jared. I will put his links in the description. Please follow me as well. And I hope everybody has a beautiful day. Tune in next time. Hopefully there won't be any technical difficulties.